Hey guys, it's Avery Carl, author of Short-Term Rental, Long-Term Wealth, and I am here today to share with you a very scary experience that I had personally with one of my short-term rentals recently. And I'm also going to share with you one tip to avoid this scary situation and potentially save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. The past few years have been a really good time for appreciation in terms of real estate. A lot of us who have owned properties prior to 2019, 2020 have seen significant appreciation in all of our properties. And while it is really, really fun to go in and update your net worth sheet and count all those appreciation dollars, there are steps that you need to take, one in particular, in order to make sure you are protecting that appreciation as best you can. Earlier this year, there was a brush fire that turned into a wildfire very near one of my short-term rentals. We watched in absolute horror on our Ring camera as the air around our property filled with smoke got harder and harder to see, and actually two sheriff's deputies came to knock on the door of our short-term rental to evacuate anyone in the property. We actually hit the speaker button on the Ring camera and said, "Hey, how close is the fire? How much danger is our property in?" And the sheriff just said, "It's right there on that ridge. I have to go now." So we were absolutely terrified. We were thinking that our short-term rental is going to burn down. And at least there weren't guests in there, but it was definitely a very long night, as the icing on the anxiety cake was that our Ring camera went out, electricity went out. So we had no idea if our property was still there all night long. So as my mind is going to every dark corner it can possibly go as all of this is going on, I started to think about insurance. And I thought, oh, well, at least we have insurance. If it burns down, then the insurance will cover it. And then I thought about it for a minute and I thought, I haven't updated my insurance for what the new value of the property is. I'm only insured for $125,000 and this property is worth $450,000 today. So if it burns down, I'm going to be in a bad situation because I will have lost all of that appreciation because I'll only be covered for basically what would be the cost to maybe clear the lot and get part of a build done. This was very concerning and kept me up literally all night. Now, fortunately for me, the fire did not reach our property, but it did reach some of my fellow investors. And unfortunately, I was not the only one who didn't realize I needed to update my insurance to cover the new value. We saw investors who were only insured for $350,000, whose properties were valued at over $1 million, whose properties burned to the ground. I don't tell you this to scare you, but one simple trick can keep you from losing hundreds of thousands of dollars if anything crazy like a natural disaster or some kind of accident happens at your property and your property is destroyed. And that tip is update the value of your insurance annually. If you're excited because your property is worth more than it was last year, that means it's time to go update insurance. So if you feel that excitement, call your insurance agent and make sure that you are fully covered, because you do not want to find yourself in a situation where a disaster happens and you've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, hopefully none of you ever find yourselves in that position, but it's very easy to prevent. Put that in your calendar to give you an alert annually to check what your new property values are and give your insurance agent a call and update them accordingly. There's no way to predict the future, but that's a really easy way to prevent a lot of anxiety and potential loss of net worth down the road. That's it for me. Just a really quick tip today, because I hope that you guys never find yourself in the situation that I was in. And it's really easy to prevent. And it's probably something that you don't think about. So I wanted to make sure that I share this experience with everyone and make sure that you guys are protecting the generational wealth that you've worked so hard to build. We'll catch you next time.